With the release of Floor 2 in Roblox stores, a few areas of the hotel were completely overhauled to make the experience of Floor 1 feel more fresh and alive. Two of the areas which were revamped were the courtyard as well as the greenhouse, which are both places which occur right before the ending of the floor. However, as a part of these overhauls, two new secret areas were added, secrets which as of now remain to be mysteries. So today, I would like to discuss these secret areas, including how they can be accessed, what their purpose is, as well as predictions of how they could be expanded on in the future. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer, so with all of that being said, let's begin. Alrighty, so I guess we should start with the courtyard secret area. You see, this room, in addition to getting a complete visual overhaul, was also made to guarantee players at least one pair of shears. Now, as many of you know, shears have a lot of versatility in Floor 2, as you can open vine-covered chests in the mines to gain a ton of valuable loot. However, when it comes to the hotel, the shears only have one purpose, and that is to open the courtyard basement. You see, the courtyard was given a secret basement area which is only accessible by using the shears on its vine-covered door. This basement is typically infested with snares, and some can even appear right outside of its entrance. Currently, the courtyard basement only has one single use, and that being to collect gold. You see, some areas of the game, such as the room where players can obtain the Herb of Viridis, are known as gold hotspots. These areas often contain high quantities of gold within their loot containers, and the courtyard basement is no exception to this. Gaining access to the basement allows you to collect hundreds of gold, with the added risk of a bunch of snares on the floor. Additionally, seeing how the shears are guaranteed to spawn in the courtyard, gaining access to this secret area is relatively easy. So, is that really it? Does the courtyard basement solely just exist for gold collection? Well, I don't think so. You see, although being a gold hotspot is this area's current function, I think it will be expanded on in the future. For one, just the nature of this room is very odd. Why would there be an area dedicated to obtaining gold so late into Floor 1? I mean, I get how gold can be useful in Floor 2 as Jeff's shop does reappear there, but it just seems really strange. I mean, the Herb of Viridis room is also a gold hotspot, but the main purpose of that room is the Herb of Viridis itself, and the gold is just an added bonus. Additionally, there appears to be a gated-off section in this basement housing meat piles as well as two doors. Interestingly, though, there have been some reports of guiding light actually being present near these doors, which is currently inaccessible. This all leads me to believe that the courtyard basement will be given another use in the future, besides just being an area where players can collect a bunch of gold. I assume there would be a way to access the gated off area, and we could be able to see what is behind those currently inaccessible doors. As stated before, it's really odd how guiding light can appear there too, as normally the entity only appears around key areas such as exit doors and essential items. Now, as to what this room may be used for in the future, I'm not really sure. It could be something similar to the Herb of Viridis room, where players can receive a permanent buff by interacting with an item exclusively in this gated-off section. Although, given how the greenhouse, aka the most challenging area in the hotel, is very close by, I don't think players would be given access to an essentially free buff right before in order for the difficulty to remain present. My best guess as to what this room may be used for in the future is that it could be a lore room. What I mean by that is that this area wouldn't have any gameplay use, but rather opening the gated off doors could reveal a room with some lore reveal, such as notes explaining certain story aspects of the game. Although there isn't necessarily any evidence pointing towards this, and it's just a guess. However, that isn't all though, as the greenhouse itself also received a secret room. You see, before the greenhouse was revamped in the Floor 2 update, players could encounter a barricaded door at room 99, which is the very last room of the greenhouse. This door was notable for being covered in vines, and by digging through the files of the game, players were able to find that these vines were going to be able to be cut, likely with the shears. However, the shears weren't added until Floor 2 released, and when this update did come out, room 99 as well as its vine-covered door was also revamped. The door now is no longer covered in vines, and it is much larger, being two doors instead of one. Furthermore, by peeking through the crack in the center of the door, you are able to see a flickering light, one similar to the one which appears in the electrical room, which proves that something is in fact behind there. Now, although currently this door in room 99 doesn't have a purpose, it is pretty obvious it will later on. We know this as not only did its pre-Floor 2 version have plans to be used in the future given how the vines on it were able to be cut, albeit this feature was disabled, but because there's obviously something behind the door given how we can see a light flickering. Now, as for what is behind this door, there are a few theories floating around. The most common is that once this door is opened, it could lead to a new subfloor, similarly to how the rooms work. My only issue with this is that from a gameplay standpoint, this wouldn't be that great. Doors by nature is a trial and error game, and that means players have to be exposed to failure multiple times in order to master a certain task. If this door did lead to a new subfloor, then dying in it would send you all the way back to door 1, in the hotel. And traveling all the way to room 99 just to attempt the subfloor once would become pretty annoying and repetitive over time. So I don't think the room 99 door and even the courtyard basement would become entrances to a brand new subfloor. Additionally, I don't think this door would give players access to a buff like the Herb of Viridis. I believe this due to the same reasons why I don't think the courtyard basement would do this, and that is because right after door 99 is the final boss fight of the hotel, so having players receive a free buff right before would be kind of odd. I think the safest bet for the room 99 secret door is that it could lead to another lore room, but that would be a little redundant if the courtyard basement also did the same thing. I actually have one other theory, which although unlikely could end up working out. Essentially, I recently made a theory going over how it's possible that a plant or snare related boss entity may appear in a future floor. If you want the nitty gritty details, then I suggest you check it out afterwards. Anyways, the courtyard basement as well as the door in room 99 could be related to that entity, especially given how both of these secrets are found in areas that are heavily related to plants. It could be a possibility that after accessing these secret areas, players would be able to battle against this snare boss. Although, this would be unlike anything we've ever seen in the game so far, which is why I said it may be unlikely. Still, I think it's a pretty cool theory which could work out if ever expanded on. Anyways, that was about everything I wanted to cover in this video about the courtyard basement as well as the room 99 secret door. Let me know in the comments if you have any theories about this topic, and with all of that being said, thank you all for watching and I hope you enjoyed.